Welcome back to Animal Appreciation. This week we are talking about birds of paradise. Now there is kind of a slight caveat to this. All of these are the male because birds in general, specifically birds of paradise, exhibit very high sexual dimorphism, so the males and the females look very different, and the males are honestly just way more interesting to look at. So these are all males of the species. Starting off with probably the most well-known bird of paradise, the greater bird of paradise. This is also the largest species and lives in areas of New Guinea and Indonesia. This is the superb bird of paradise, and it is very well known for the absolutely fantastic mating dance that it does, where it just kind of puffs up all of its feathers like this and hops around until the female gives him attention. So this is actually a picture of it in the midst of a mating dance, so normally they do not look like a deranged smiley face, but here we are. And these guys are endemic to just a couple areas in New Guinea. This is probably my favorite bird of paradise, the King of Saxony bird of paradise, and I just love their, head feathers. I just think it's top of the notch. That's not a phrase. Top notch. And these guys are found in the more mountainy areas of New Guinea. And also, most birds of paradise are only found around Indonesia, New Guinea, and some places in Australia. So most of them are just gonna be in New Guinea. This is the ribbon-tailed Astrapia. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It also lives in New Guinea, and it was actually the most recently discovered type of bird of paradise. So this is a pretty new one, which is cool. This is the 12-wired bird of paradise, and those little wires coming out, they're feathers. I personally think it looks kind of dumb, but here we are. This is certainly an interesting looking one. I honestly don't even know the evolutionary advantage of this beyond sexual selection, but here we are. These guys live again in Papua New Guinea, but also in a couple islands in Indonesia. This one, we got very creative with the name, calling it the Blue Bird of Paradise. Who'da thought? And as you may have guessed, these guys live in New Guinea. This is the Wilson's bird of paradise, another rather recognizable one due to the little curlies at the end of its tail. These guys live mainly in Indonesia, actually, I'm pretty sure, as well as in some areas of Papua New Guinea. Here we've got another absolutely nuts-looking one, the king bird of paradise. Again, these guys live in New Guinea, and I actually didn't know about these ones before doing research for that video. I absolutely love them. These guys are also the smallest species of bird of paradise, and among one of the most brightly colored, rightfully so, called also the living gems. And finally, just at least for this video, we have the Queen Corolla's Parotia. I think I'm saying that right. This is another one that I did not hear about previously, but what's interesting is these guys were named after Queen Corolla, and what's also interesting, another one I showed earlier, the King of Saxony bird of paradise, was named after her husband, King Albert of Saxony, so I just thought that was also interesting. So I am a big fan of birds of paradise. They're very interesting. It's absolutely insane, the sexual selection that caused all of this. And yeah, there we go.